right, welcome back. Almost every one of us can name a celebrity's death that has truly affected us, from David Bowie, Amy Winehouse, to Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. But what is it about celebrity deaths that affect us so hard and even motivates us to buy more of their music and art when they die? Joining us right now is behavior expert and celebrity life coach, Patrick Wanis. All right, Patrick, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. So let's just jump right in here. Why does a death of celebrity cause us to grieve?
Because some celebrities, and particularly musical artists, deeply and greatly emotionally impact our lives. And there are sort of 5 key reasons why this occurs. The first is what I refer to as parasocial interaction. This is a one-sided relationship that we have with celebrities, and that means that we have thoughts, we have feelings, we have attitudes, even fantasies with the celebrity, but the celebrity doesn't respond to us. So an extreme example of parasocial interaction is a stalker. The stalker has a fantasy that he has a relationship with a particular celebrity. We do the same thing to a lesser degree. Number 2, identity. Not only do we identify with the celebrity, but the celebrity, through their music, through their art, through their songs, has actually shaped our identity, our self-image, our attitudes, our beliefs, even our perception of the world. Think about it for you. Is there a particular celebrity who impacted your life and maybe changed the way that you look at things?
Well, I think, you know, a song, maybe, not necessarily the celebrity, but I'll hear a song and it will take me back to a moment that was like really joyful.
Which is number 3. This is what I refer to as an emotional connection and attachment. These are the positive memories, the intensely emotional experiences, because music isn't static. We interact with the music. We sing along to the songs, we dance to the songs, and then we have this emotional experience. And if you think about a positive memory that you've associated with a song, maybe it was a first love, or it was the first time you went to school, or something you did.
Right.
And when you think of that song, it takes you right back to that moment, and hopefully a joyful moment. Then what happens when the celebrity actually dies, this is number 4, we experience a disconnection. We have an emptiness inside, a void, a sense of being alone, because we feel we've lost part of ourselves, part of our identity, part of those positive memories and experiences. There's something interesting about human nature where we think we can't have something in the past unless it's permanent. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when a person dies, we feel like we've lost those memories, like we can't enjoy those memories anymore. And that's not true. I have a client, for example, who, when her grandmother died and she was around 18 or 19, she almost stopped living, and she couldn't continue to enjoy all the great times she had with her grandmother because of the way she perceived it. And we do the same thing with people that die around us and celebrity deaths. And so we tend to think, well, can I still celebrate their music? Can I still celebrate their art? And there's also a sense of loss because we know they're not going to continue to create more music and art. They're not going to move with us, which is number 5. It reminds us of our mortality. If you grew up with a particular artist, a celebrity, a singer, a dancer, an actor, and then they die, you start to think about your own life because you say, wow, mortality is real. I'm not going to live forever. So the celebrity can be intertwined with us in our lives, even though we're not necessarily intertwined in their lives.
Sure, sure, because, I mean, their art affects us, and it becomes a part of our fabric, of our tapestry, of our life.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting the way that we tend to have ownership over celebrities, because I think about the Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake performing Prince's songs, and so many fans got so angry because, number 1, they didn't even want him to sing anything by Prince, and number 2, they didn't like the way he did it. They didn't like him to have any images of Prince, because the fans believe it's an extension of themselves. This is Prince. Prince is part of us. He's part of our tribe, our community, our family. We don't want anyone touching it. We don't want anyone interfering.
Yeah, there was so much hate on Twitter about that. And I thought like, oh, I guess people didn't really like his Super Bowl concert, but in reality, his numbers went up, and more people bought Justin Timberlake music as well as Prince. I mean, well, had a big impact.
It did have a big impact, and that's an interesting point too, that when a celebrity dies, we suddenly want to go get more of their art, more of their music, more of their films, whatever they did and whatever they created, because it's when we experience fear or loss, we want to grip tighter. and we want to get more of that music so we still feel close to the celebrity. It's our way of connecting. Finally, I think it's also interesting the way that we react to celebrity deaths. Stephen Hawking, the physicist, the research scientist, although he's really famous, he's not a celebrity per se, but we don't mourn his death, even though he's made extraordinary contributions to the world, because he didn't emotionally impact us. And we really are emotional creatures, so we respond to the people that have impacted us emotionally.
So, like, the difference between Hawking and Prince is the fact that it's the emotions.
It's the emotions that we've attached to them. We've identified with, say, with Prince and his music and his fashion and what he stands for and the way he performs, and specifically the songs that he sings, lyrics with which we identify. And yet Stephen Hawking's made a huge contribution, but we don't identify with him. We don't, unless you're a research scientist, then you definitely identify. But he didn't have an emotional impact. We don't think of him and think about, oh, when I was 12, my first girlfriend, my first boyfriend, the first time I did this, the first time I got a car, and this song was on the radio, etc.
Patrick, thank you so much. I really appreciate your insight into this, because it's such an interesting topic. All right, joining us today, we'll see you again soon, and there's much more Daily Flash heading your way.